Breaking news, guys. All right, we got some breaking news. President Trump has officially broken his silence on Mitch McConnell's words and the way he treated President Trump during the impeachment sham. What Mitch McConnell did is outright shameful. He voted against convicting President Trump. However, what he did was completely shameful. He blamed the Capitol riots completely on President Trump and said that he did incite violence, and we all know that's completely not true. So President Trump comes back and he hits him hard with this brutal statement. We got to get into this, guys. We're going to go ahead and read President Trump's new statement that came out today on Tuesday. So let's get into it. Former President Trump issued a lengthy statement attacking U.S. Senate Republican leader Mitch McConnell on Tuesday. This is huge, and so this is what he said. This is pretty crazy. He said, "Mitch is a dour, sullen, and unsmiling political hack, and if Republican senators are going to stay with him, they will not win again." Which is kind of the big thing what he said. We're going to get into the whole thing. He's absolutely right here. Anyone who is going against Trump right now, who is the leader of the Republican Party and the GOP, the polls show that most Republicans support Trump overwhelmingly above anyone else, and it's not even close. So if you're going to go against President Trump, you will not win. So let's get into his statement here. This is huge, guys. So he said, "The Republican Party can never again be respected or strong with political leaders like Senator Mitch McConnell at its helm. McConnell's dedication to business as usual, status quo policies, together with his lack of political insight, wisdom, skill, and personality, has rapidly driven him from majority leader to minority leader, and it will only get worse," he says. "The Democrats and Chuck Schumer play McConnell like a fiddle. They've never had it so good, and they want to keep that. They want to keep it that way. We know our America First agenda is a winner, not McConnell's Beltway First agenda or Biden's America Last agenda." And we all know this is true. Trump's America First agenda is the most popular agenda among GOP voters and among most of the American population. People want America first. People don't want the status quo. People don't want Joe Biden's America last. We want America first, and that's why we want Trump. So we're going to get into it. He continues by saying, "In 2020, I received the most votes of any sitting president in history, almost 75 million. Every incumbent House Republican won for the first time in decades, and we flipped 15 seats. almost costing Nancy Pelosi her job. Republicans won majorities in at least 59 of the 98 partisan legislative chambers, and the Democrats failed to flip a single legislative chamber from red to blue. And in Mitch's Senate, over the last 2 election cycles, I single-handedly saved at least 12 Senate seats, more than 8 in the 2020 cycle alone. And then came the Georgia disaster, where we should have won both U.S. Senate seats, but McConnell matched the Democrat offer of $2,000 stimulus checks with $600. Now, he continues to go on. He says, "How does that work?" Right? He says, "It became the Democrats' principal advertisement, and a big winner for them it was." McConnell then put himself, one of the most popular politicians in the United States, into the advertisements. Many Republicans in Georgia voted Democrat, right? Or just didn't vote because of their anguish at their inept governor, Brian Kemp, Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger, and the Republican Party for not doing its job on election integrity during the 2020 presidential race. We all know it's true, folks. They did not do their job when it comes to that. So we'll continue. He keeps going here. He keeps going. He says, "It was a complete election disaster in Georgia and certain other swing states. McConnell did nothing. and will never do what he needs to do in order to secure a fair and just electoral system into the future. He doesn't have what it takes, never did, and never will. Here's some big, strong words here from President Trump coming right at McConnell's neck. You love to see it. He continues on here. He says, "My only regret is that McConnell begged for my strong support and endorsement before the great people of Kentucky in the 2020 election, and I gave it to him. He went from 1 point down to 20 points up and won. How quickly he forgets. Without my endorsement, McConnell would have lost and lost badly. Now, his numbers are lower than ever before. He is destroying the Republican side of the Senate, and in doing so, seriously hurting our country." And this is absolutely true. What McConnell is doing is not only making himself even less popular than he already was, but he is totally destroying the GOP. He's just totally destroying the Republican Party with his rhetoric and his anti-Trump narrative. We're going to continue on here. He keeps going. He says, "Likewise, McConnell has no credibility on China because of his family's substantial Chinese business holdings. He does nothing on this tremendous economic and military threat. Mitch is a dour, sullen, and unsmiling political hack." Some strong words here from the president. "And if Republican senators are going to stay with him, they will not win again. He will never do what needs to be done or what is right for our country. Where necessary and appropriate, I will primary rivals who espouse making America great again and our policy of America first. We want brilliant, strong, thoughtful, and compassionate leadership," he says. And then to wrap it up, he says, "Prior to the pandemic, we produced the greatest economy and job numbers in the history of our country." True. "And likewise, our economic recovery after COVID was the best in the world. We cut taxes and regulations, rebuilt our military, took care of our vets, became energy independent, built the wall, and stopped the massive inflow of illegals into our country, and so much more. And now illegals are pouring in, pipelines are being stopped, taxes will be going up, and we will no longer be energy independent." This is a big moment for our country, and we cannot let it pass by using third-rate leaders, he puts that in quotation marks, to dictate our future. And that is a strong, strong statement there from President Trump to Mitch McConnell. And I have to say, I absolutely agree with everything President Trump is saying right now. I mean, Mitch McConnell is absolutely everything that is wrong with the GOP. He is everything that is wrong with the Republican Party. And if he wants to be a leader of the GOP, then all of this anti-America first, all of this negotiating he's doing, and with the Democrats and Chuck Schumer, I mean, he's one of them. He's one of the deep state agents that are responsible for totally destroying everything that this country has built. And he is totally responsible for this country rearing off of the Make America Great Again. And if Mitch McConnell had it his way, the GOP would have nothing to do with Make America Great Again. They would have nothing to do with America First. It would be the same status quo, business as usual style agenda that we've seen the Republican Party muster over the past couple years before Trump. And this is the same direction that they want to take the party going forward after Trump. And that simply is a travesty. It is a travesty to the American people who voted GOP, who voted for Republicans to come in and fulfill our agenda. Our agenda is to our country and our people, America first, to make America great again. And these Republicans like Mitch McConnell can no longer be at the helm of the GOP with this anti-America first rhetoric. So President Trump, for the first time in a long time, has really come in swinging, and he's hitting real hard at Mitch McConnell. You love to see it. I'm hoping for more statements like this from President Trump, because when he does, we will be the first to cover it here on the Election Report. Please make sure to like and share. It really helps the algorithm reach the video out to more people. If you aren't already a supporter of my page, please consider to become a supporter. It's just $2.99 a month. I really appreciate any little bit of help I can get with the shares and with the supporting, and also leave a comment as well. Thank you again, guys. This has been the Election Report, and God bless America. Bye-bye.